Hi, Frank Kane here from Sundog Education, here in the Sundog Education studio, giving you a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look here and talk a little bit about what's going on with Sundog Education, our latest courses, feedback from students, success stories, whatever's on my mind, basically. So figured I'd just say hi once in a while and, see how you're doing. Big news this week, and I'll keep this quick. We do have a new course out. It's called From Engineer to Technical Manager, a Survival Guide. So if you were recently promoted into management from an engineering role, or you think you might be in the not too distant future, definitely check that course out. Link in the description if you want to check it out. It's basically all the secrets that I have on how to be a good manager from my time at Amazon as a senior manager, all the stuff I had to learn the hard way, and hopefully you won't have to. So check that out in the description if you're interested about management from an engineering role. But what I really want to talk about in this video is some success stories from our students. So recently we put up a web page where people can submit their success stories after having taken our courses online. And here's a link to that here and also in the description if you have a success story of your own. But they're coming in and it's really great to hear. Let's start with Arjit Shukla, who just got a position at Google, and he's posting on LinkedIn, officially a Noogler. Congratulations, Arjit. He's excited to join Google as a cloud data migration consultant in the Google Cloud team. And he credits a bunch of people, including me and Stefan Marek, my co-instructor on the AWS Certified Data Analytics exam course. And a little bit ironic that an AWS course helped to get him a job at Google. But hey, those bigger concepts are what matters, right? Sort of the architectural thinking and how these pieces all fit together is what's really important there. So congratulations, Arjit. That was all you were doing, your initiative, your smarts. But if we played a small role in that, that feels really good to hear. So thanks for letting us know about that, and thanks for giving us that feedback. Being an online creator of any sort of content these days can be hard. It's challenging. But that kind of positive feedback and a reminder that we're helping people to improve their lives and find new and better careers, that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us getting up in the morning, right? So thank you for sharing that, Arjit, and best of luck at your new job at Google. Also, we got a really awesome note from Young-Suk Lee. So thanks for sending that in. Young-Suk says, interview prep is even more challenging without proper guidance. This course was a real saver because I was asked every concept that the course discussed. Now, Young-Suk's talking about the system design interview course that we have, Mastering the System Design Interview. And again, there'll be a link to that in the description as well if you want to check it out. This is actually our new top-selling course, believe it or not. It was kind of a surprise for me. We have all these really long and complicated courses about data engineering and machine learning and AI and all this other stuff, Elasticsearch. But it's the system design interview prep course that really took off, which is great because, I used to give those interviews again during my time as Amazon. So I have a lot of insider information about how they actually work and how people are evaluated. But that's what Young-Suk is saying here. So continuing on with his note, the mock interview was helpful enough to practice your learnings for real world problems. And I was able to ace my system design portion of the interview and got my offer at Amazon. So again, congratulations, Young-Suk. Really awesome to hear that you got a job and that we were able to play a small role in that. He continues, there's more. As a non-CS major student, I struggled to find good resources. And I really relate to that because I did not have a computer science degree either. My degree was in electrical engineering, so I had to learn a lot of this computer science stuff myself. And I think coming at it from that angle in this course is really helpful for other people in a similar situation because I'm explaining these concepts in ways that can be understood without a CS degree. And, honestly, they're not that hard. Anyway, he says the instructor, that's me, was actually from Amazon. Yes, I was. And had real interview questions. Oh, let's stop there. So it was 10 years ago that I left Amazon. And Amazon, if you're listening, you shouldn't be using the same interview questions 10 years later. So I'm glad you got lucky, Young-Suk, and some of those questions in the course actually resonated with what you were actually asked. But that was not the intent. This is not meant to cheat. But he did not. That's not how it works in this course as he goes on. He, or me, focuses on skills that really matter on the interview rather than hacky tricks. So yeah, the focus there is on learning the underlying concepts and skills so you can translate those into other different questions, right? That's the real key here. He says, you will lose nothing on this course because you will grow a lot regardless of the interview result. And until you will be offered, this course will remain as a strong guide on what to focus on more. So thank you so much for the kind words, Young-Suk, and congratulations again on your new job at Amazon. Really happy we could play a role in that. Really rewarding to hear that. And I really hope you enjoy your new job at Amazon. I enjoyed my time there. always surrounded by smart people, learned a ton of stuff there, and I hope the same is true for you. So again, thanks for sharing that. And again, if you have a success story of your own to share, visit this link and submit it there, and maybe we'll read it on the air here next time. So thanks a lot. Let's also do a little bit of Q&A here. If we have any questions coming in from students that I think are interesting, I think this might be a good place to talk about them and share them with others who might find it helpful. So one guy wrote in this week. I won't divulge his name because he didn't say I could, but the question was interesting. He was basically asking, how do I choose between running Elasticsearch from elastic.co in the cloud with Elastic Cloud and using Amazon's OpenSearch product instead? Now, these two things are very similar but different, and they have different names to make it even more confusing. And the reason this confusion even exists in the first place is because of a bunch of legal nastiness that was going on between Elastic and Amazon in the past. So basically, Amazon has been offering Elasticsearch as part of the AWS stack for a while, and they've just called it Amazon's Elasticsearch service. However, Elastic is also in the business of providing Elasticsearch in the cloud on their own Elastic Cloud platform. And they didn't really like being competed with their own software by Amazon. So they said, hey, Amazon, yeah, I know there's an open source component of Elasticsearch that you're free to use legally, but hey, you can't use our trademark legally. You can't call it Elasticsearch. And there was some huge court battle. I don't know the details of it, but anyway, it ended up with Amazon calling it OpenSearch instead of Elasticsearch. Basically, they forked off Elasticsearch, the open source version of it, and started to extend it more on their own. So where we're at today, basically Amazon's OpenSearch service is the open source version of Elasticsearch. But remember, not everything that Elasticsearch is a part of the open source package. Now, I could rant for a while about the state of open source and what it really means these days and, how it's changed from its original vision and whatnot. But the reality is Elastic.co, the company, produces Elasticsearch, and they make the core part of it free as open source. But the more interesting features like machine learning and stuff like that are going to be offered as part of the commercial package that you have to actually pay a license for. One implementation of that commercial package is the Elastic Cloud, where it's all hosted online. You talk to it just like you would an AWS service. In fact, it can be hosted on AWS under the hood even, to make things even more confusing. So, bottom line, to answer your question, if what you care about is AWS integration, you probably want to go with OpenSearch because Amazon has extended Elasticsearch to have tighter hooks into things like the Lambda service and other AWS services, right? But if you're really more interested in using Elasticsearch on its own, pretty much, you're probably better off using the Elastic Cloud offering from elastic.co itself. That's because it's going to have more features, it's going to be more up to date, it's going to have all these added things in it, like, more security stuff, just the fancier cutting edge stuff that they're adding to the product all the time. So there you are. It's a little bit more expensive. And again, it can be confusing because the Elastic Cloud can be configured to run on AWS, but it's not OpenSearch. You can also configure it to run on Azure or Google Cloud if you want to instead. So great question. Basically, OpenSearch if you care about AWS integration, Elastic Cloud if you don't care so much and you really want all the cutting edge features more so. So that's all I have for this particular week. Next week, maybe we'll talk a little bit about behind the scenes here at Sundog Education, some of the equipment that we use and things like that. If you do have any questions for me, submit them in the comments here and I'll take a look at it before our next video. And as always, I'm Frank Kane and thank you for having me along on your learning journey.